Welcome back to the Life and Stripe podcast. This is episode 239. On this episode, just me and Danny banter episode. We had a long one though. It was like 75 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed that on your run. But yeah, we talked about the snowpocalypse. Obviously, both of us got some pretty brutal snow over the weekend. We talked about training on the treadmill. Danny had his peak long run workout in brutal conditions this past Saturday. So we talked about that, and he's feeling really good about hopefully running 238 at Mesa Marathon here in a few weeks. We also talked about the Olympic Trials Marathon is in between St. Louis and Phoenix now. So we talked about what it would look like at both of those locations. And then on that subject, talked about our way too early picks to make the Olympic marathon team for Team USA. Also picked some dark horses that maybe you weren't thinking of to make the team. So yeah, that was really fun. Several other topics, long episode. So hope you enjoy it. If you do, please leave a review, drop a comment, share with a friend. We'll catch you on 240. When we're running through Norton Commons or the Pewee Valley area in Louisville, Kentucky, it's pretty easy to spot Mason Construction Home. The attention to detail, the quality, the stunning design, you can't miss it. It stands out. We aren't just saying that either. Our own co-host Scotty trusted Mason Construction to build his forever home, and he and his family couldn't be happier. Don't tell Scotty this, but we're at his house a lot because we love the home. He's all right too, though. If you live in the Louisville or Southern Indiana area and are thinking about building your forever home or doing a remodel, there is nobody else to trust with this project than Mason Construction. The link to their website is in our show notes. Click on the request information option and start the conversation about what your forever home could look like.
Used about it, honestly.
Yeah. That's true. Like, we never changed the title for banter. It's always just like the person we had on last. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think how many episodes it's been since we had banter last. I feel like it's been 3, maybe, because we had Jacob, Ben. Maybe it's been 3. Yeah.
We had one more recently where we give like a training update.
Yeah. That was yeah, maybe that was 3 ago, 236. Yeah, it was. Yeah, not bad. So, yeah,
Not
that's a
bad.
good amount of like episodes in between. People did I'm not gonna lie, people listening, like, the banters have been going crazy lately. Like, the banter episodes we've been posting are getting more. Granted, when we have a big guest like Ben Felton, who's got like a huge, Taylor Swift type following, that one's gonna get more plays. But like, the banter episodes have been getting more listens than Drew Hunter episodes, Zuhair, like,
Yeah.
episodes like that. Like, the banter episodes are like crushing those, which is really crazy. So that did not used to be the case. So shout out to people listening. They're like kind of seem like little like invested in our own training and stories now. So that's kind of fun.
Love to see it.
Yeah. Not bad.
I'm not big on the analytics. Like, I don't go on the podcast analytics. I and like look at listens or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I don't think about it, because I pretty regularly check our followers on YouTube and Instagram and everything else. But for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I don't really pay that attention to podcasts that much, which maybe I should.
Yeah. I feel like, out of everything, like, we just hit 6,000 followers on Instagram today, which was cool. And then, yeah, like, the YouTube's growing really fast. We're at like 2,200 subscribers, but the podcast is still, like, I would say, our biggest platform for sure. Like, that's where like most of our, engagement and, I would say, like, we have the most, like, our biggest bases through the podcast, I would
Yeah.
say for sure. Like, we are touching, I'm not going to say touching the most people. Most people are hearing us or seeing us every week via podcast. So yeah, that's cool. Like, and that's where we started, like, was the podcast. And that's like obviously our main thing. And yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
It is our main thing.
Yeah. And it's like, what's crazy is, like, I mean, we just hit our biggest week last week ever on the podcast. And we just said that like a few weeks ago. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, every time we think we're like kind of hitting a plateau, like over a holiday or something, just a couple good episodes come out, or like we do a big race and it's like boom, like biggest week ever. So yeah, it's
I think
cool.
we got a lot of room to run, man. I think
Yeah.
we're going to be building for a while.
You know what I wish was, like, there was some actual like legit rankings out there for like running podcasts. Because
Mhm.
obviously, if you're like the top 100 in like overall sports, it's pretty easy to find good lists. There's one website like Rephonic or whatever, but I think
Yeah.
those are kind of spotty and, like, I don't know. So I don't trust those a ton. It usually shows us in the top 20 or so, but it's hard to say if that's
Yeah,
legit.
I've seen that list before, and I just know that some of those are not right at all. Just
Yeah.
because, like, I feel like it'll have the running effect for like Sidious or someone like that below us, and it's like, dude, there's no way. Like, if you just go look
Yeah.
at some of their followers and stuff, it's like on socials, you're like, there is
Yeah.
no way they get less listens than Live and Shred.
It depends how frequently they post too, because like Sidious, like I think they just
Mm,
post like once a week. So we may get like the same amount of listens a week as Sidious does, but like Sidious might get that on just like one podcast a week versus it takes us like
mhm.
3 or 4, which still like, like we're out grinding them, to beat them. So, but I mean, we're in
That's a
the
good point.
arena, like we're in the arena for sure, which is cool now. So we're like a decent sized running podcast.
Yeah. And by the way, if you have listened to this podcast, maybe it's your first time here, maybe it's your second time, maybe you just listened to Ben Felton or Jacob talking to Boston Field, but give us a subscribe, give us a follow, and leave us a comment. That's how we grow. So
I
please do
promise we'll
that.
only let you down some of the time.
Only some of the time.
Yeah, sometimes we'll just come out with a real stinker, but like most of the time it'll be pretty good.
So
And
are you enjoying your new QALO current ring?
yeah, I am, dude. Yeah, it's I'm having a better experience than I had a previous ring before we got connected with Kalo. And I messed up on our ad read. It's pronounced current, and I spelled it out QRNT, and it's pronounced current. So I will fix that this time around, which is funny. But I know how Kalo is pronounced though. But yeah, I am enjoying the ring for sure. Like the app is better than the ring I was using prior, and I feel
Oh,
like the
that's good.
data's more accurate. So
Because that's what I do. Like that's what I work on
oh, I
is the
know.
QALO
Yeah,
app.
yeah, it's
And
great,
so
man.
to
Much
hear
better
you
experience.
say it's better than the other one, that's awesome.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's more catered towards like maybe like a more serious athlete, like someone that's like training like we are. I think it's like better than that. I think the other one I had was more for just like more like recreational. I don't know, like for someone that's training more seriously. I think the Kalo makes more sense. So that's why I
yeah,
like it. So and like the app is kind of more geared towards that than the other app I was using. So that's why I like it.
yeah. We're getting really serious about kind of the fidelity of our metrics and just like we're working on a big thing right now. I can't talk too much inside baseball, but just know that if you're a user of the ring, I see your feedback and we work on that stuff. So, like,
Whoa.
sometimes you feel like you have an app or something, you leave a review and it just kind of goes into a black box and no one gets to it. No, we are like very serious about like user feedback. And by the way, Chris, I need to add you to a testing group to test the VO2 Max feature
Yeah.
that I worked on, that I built. It's basically a test. And so I need to go in and get your credentials to your account. Well, just your username really, and then I can hook you up with some features. So
Whoa. Special features.
special features because
Dude, I'm
you're
down. Is it similar to like what you would use on like the Chorus or Garmin app, like the fitness test that you would use on that?
it's yeah. I mean, it's not super activity specific. Like
Okay.
it's kind of activity agnostic. I mean, there's like 5 activities you could do: running, cycling, rowing, treadmill, and one other one I forget. But yeah, it's basically like a phased test where you go. It's not like by distance or effort. Like I think have you done the Coros fitness test?
No, I've seen like Eric Floberg's video of it though,
Yeah.
and one guy, Coach Felix, is going to do it soon, I think too. It sounds like it's like kind of some marathon pace work, and then
Yeah.
like some faster intervals after that. I think.
Right, right, right. Ours is like kind of phased, like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and like you end up like going all out at the end. And and basically like it does some secret sauce calculation on the back end and spits out a result at the end of your test, and so it's really
Nice.
cool. Yeah,
Whoa.
you should check it out. So like next time, I don't know, like next time maybe you have a workout, it could probably work, or maybe just like a long tempo. Like we don't really have a lot of workouts that we do as runners, training that you
Yeah.
progress all the way to like a VO2 effort at the end.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
I don't know. Maybe we could figure something out like that.
yeah, yeah, maybe something like after
But it's
McCurdy or
important to
Boston
get
or something.
yeah. It's important to get like you and Scotty, your guys' feedback about it because we like, I kind of consider that tier one feedback of, someone who is a power user of it, kind of knows their way. Like you use Strava and Chorus daily,
Yeah.
and so you like really know kind of like what works on these features and what doesn't, and like the things that you pay attention to. Like I guarantee you go in and you check your Chorus and you check the sleep like almost daily. You probably check HRV almost daily. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the activities, the Chorus is more activity focused, and so is Garmin. Just watches by their nature of what they are, the device kind of form factor. But in rings, ours actually is a little bit more activity forward. So like we're kind of for the hardcore person training, whereas like some of them are kind of positioned more as like a recovery tracker.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so ours does kind of all the above.
Nice. Dialed, bro. Yeah, I agree. Like, well, one thing I like about the rings too is every time I sleep with my Koros, I have to wear it pretty tight for it to track me, and I always wake up with my hand to sleep. So I don't like that. I feel like I'm gonna lose my hand one night. I'm gonna wake up, it's gonna be like blue. And they don't have to saw it or black. They don't have to saw it off. So yeah, I don't like that.
Dude, one of the best $200 Amazon purchases I've gotten in the past 6 months is a full length body pillow. Like,
Oh,
talk about like sleeping on your hands and stuff. This is like the most ergonomic thing. It's just like a long cylinder that I
there's like
just hawk a leg over and I sleep sound like a baby. I highly
there's like
recommend.
pregnancy pillows like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've thought about because Ashley, like, she's about halfway, and yeah, she's like pretty uncomfortable waking up a lot. And yeah, I'm like, man, we need to get you one of those big old pregnancy pillows. But I was like, I
Do it.
might get one for myself too.
Yeah, and get two for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think my 140-pound frame needs one too. Dad's going through it over here.
You joke about it, dude. Sleep apnea runs in my family, man. And
Oh,
like my grandpa on my mom's side, uncle on my mom's side, my dad all sleep with CPAPs, those face mask things.
oh, my dad does too. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, dude, I snore. Like I have like, the sensation where you're holding your breath, you can't breathe, and you like wake up because of it at night. Like this is actually kind of hilarious. I've woken myself up snoring before.
Wow.
So like I can only sleep on my side. And like, dude, I'm pretty fit. Like I am not, it is not a weight thing. I think it's just like an esophageal. By the way,
Yeah.
if you're like a sleep scientist, chime in here. But I think it's just the way that your throat like kind of collapses when you sleep.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I have like that's my genetics. So I have to sleep on my side, and so that's why I need this big body pillow so I can actually sleep through the night and get some decent sleep. But yeah, dude,
Nice.
like these sleep trackers I wear my Chorus, wear my QALO ring, and dude, like it's pretty apples to apples like the sleep tracking on them. It's like very comparable, but yeah,
Yeah, I
you can
found
tell.
HRVs pretty comparable for sure, which is like
Yeah,
when if you just wear one device, it's like okay, like HRV is probably like close to what it actually is. But then if you wear two devices and they're like, pretty much spot on with each other, it's like, okay, like, it must be pretty accurate if I have like two different devices from two different companies, like
yeah,
verifying the same numbers. So
yeah,
yeah, it's kind
yeah,
of cool.
for
But
sure.
dude, you want to talk Snowpocalypse?
Yeah, let's talk Snowpocalypse. We were just kind of chatting about this. So you got a foot in Louisville, is that
Yeah, we got
right?
like a foot in Louisville. But I didn't have, my long run was like pretty chill this weekend. So like it was just 10 by 90 seconds farlick. But you had your peak
Oh yeah, dude.
long
All right.
run, but dude, Stotterman also had his peak long run and he bailed on it. So and you
Did
did
he
it.
really?
Yeah, he did like 2 miles of the first one and he was just like, it's not happening today. So
Oh
granted, like
man.
he just ran a half. Well, did you race last weekend? I think
No,
you
it
did.
was supposed to be that half marathon race, the very prestigious Frostbite
Yeah.
Series here in St. Louis.
No,
And
the weekend before that though.
weekend before that, I raced a 5 miler.
Oh, the 5
Yeah.
miler. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Stotterman said his legs were still bad from his half too. So I was like, okay, well, that's fair. So, but it was
Okay, well, let me tell you my run of workouts just to compare here. All right.
yeah.
You gave me okay, this is 2 weeks ago. You gave me a 16 by K on off. The on was at 5:45 pace. The off was at 6:10 pace. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. The one you actually prescribed, the paces were not that aggressive, but did I run it that aggressively? Yes. It's a 10-mile tempo, basically at like faster than marathon goal, and it was a very windy day, and so that
Yeah.
was just like, okay. So that was a Wednesday.
That's a Canova special, bro.
That's a Canova special, by the way, which we'll talk more about that. So here's my run: the 16 by K on off, kind of ridiculous. The weekend workout was a 5-mile race, followed up by 7 miles steady state long run, just out and back solo dolo in like
Yeah.
10 degrees, wind blowing
That's
on the
swampy.
80 trail in St. Charles. So that was 6:30 pace average for those seven. That was a 20 miler, all said and done.
Yeah.
Coming in last week, 12 by 800 at probably like 240 average for those. Closed in 232. Not
Yeah.
gonna brag, but that's the
Banger.
fastest I've ever closed in that workout in. Um,
Banger.
and then this weekend, so like 2 days ago, Saturday, was my peak workout for the marathon build.
It's a
And
toughie.
it was a toughie. And we had Snowpocalypse coming in. By the way, we ended up getting Apple Maps. I think Apple kind of like there's Apple weatherflation happening here. They said we got 18 inches. I think we got probably like 12 to 14 in my house. Um,
Damn.
anyways, yeah, dude, that morning last Saturday, the storm was rolling in, very windy and cold. It was real feel of -6. And we're kind of in our heads in the group text. I'm in multiple group texts here in St. Louis of groups that run. And, one group's like, oh, I'm going to go treadmill. And the other group's like, yeah, we're going to meet up at the visitor center, 7 a.m. We're doing it live. And then there was even one guy from that group who started like half an hour, 45 minutes early. So he was out there. By the way, he hopped in, shout out Zach Boyle, got in a couple reps of my workout. So
Wow.
coming in, to round the stretch out is kind of a long winded story, but it's a 23-mile peak long run. I was originally supposed to race a half marathon in the Frostbite series, but they canceled it because of weather, right? And I think the reason is because the snow was going to start as like the race was ending and there were still going to be people on the course. But 23-mile long run, 5 by 5K workout, 4-mile warm up, 5K on, K float. 5K was you were very nice to me. You gave me a range from 615 per mile pace down to 602. And I probably averaged like probably just below 610 pace for all of these.
Yeah.
And man, that was like the most suffering that I've ever had in one long run. And it wasn't because of the paces, it was because I was wearing like,
Yeah.
not kidding, 4 layers upper, 3 layers lower, gloves, like hat, balaclava. Your neck is like, when you're breathing hard and your neck is swallowed up and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
even harder to breathe, but you can't even cover your mouth up because it makes it worse. So your face is just hurting when the wind's blowing on you. Out there for 2.5 hours, I got to run with people for the first 12 miles and the last like 11 solo dolo, bro. Last two and a
Heck
half reps, solo dolo, just out
yeah.
there killing myself in this wind. So, and,
Yeah.
and coming off that workout stretch too, man, that was
Grind.
the grittiest run of my block. And so now I'm very confident that like, whatever the Mesa Marathon brings at me in mile 22, like I'm pretty sure I can get through that.
Yeah.
So
Hey, you. Yeah, you. It's 2026 and you're still buying your running supplies online instead of at your local running store. If you live in the Louisville, Kentucky area, there's nowhere else to buy your running supplies than Kencomb's Running Store on Shelbyville Road. They have everything you need from daily trainers to race day shoes, an assortment of different kinds of fuel, and apparel options. If you're a first time runner going to get your first pair of running shoes, this is the place to start. They will help you get the perfect type of running shoe for your foot so you're running comfortably and injury free. If you're a more experienced runner like myself and you want to go somewhere where they're going to have your old faithful running shoe, for me, that's my size 10 Nimbus or size 10 Triumph. I'm always going to Ken Combs for that. If you're looking to get plugged into the local community, Ken Combs has a Tuesday track workout for people of all different speeds, and they can also recommend many different groups in the Louisville area. If you're not from Louisville, visit We Run Lou. That's WeRunLou.com. We have a discount code in the show notes, and you can order from Ken Combs online and support an amazing local business. Yeah, that's so that's 5x5K with 1K float. Yeah, the float like makes it pretty hard because like you're not your body naturally wants to like slow down to like 8:30 pace, but like to continue, moving obviously at a slower pace than you were going, but still like up tempo. It's pretty
Yeah.
tough. It's a pretty continuous effort. I did that workout solo as well. I don't know, like a month before Houston, and yeah, it's a toughie for sure. I would say that one might be just because there's a float in between and it's just 1K. It might be tougher than the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, maybe because it's
Ooh.
3 miles the whole way too. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't get any easier. So yeah, I don't know. It's compatible, I would say, with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I
It's a tough one.
think it's definitely comparable. I think it's like I like it more because you really have to grind through that last, or really the last 2 reps. But 5K never seems like it's that
No.
crazy of a rep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes by fast. I mean, we're talking like
Yeah.
less than 20 minutes every time, so it's not too bad.
But it's funny that you say that on the floats, you naturally want to slow down. Dude, it was so cold that I felt like I was naturally just like ready to
Steam.
keep going and just like wanting to get it done. It's that like cold trot that you get where, you feel like you're slowed down, that you've taken the foot off the gas a little bit, but you're just like, all right, like you can't slow down too much or else you're going to get cold.
Yeah, when I did that workout, it was like fine weather and I would go out like the first quarter mile, I would like naturally slow down a lot and then I'd
And
just
then,
pick it up the second half of the float and like, then the pace would even out. But that's always how I did it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna recover for like a minute and then
yeah,
just like speed up for the rest of the float. So I didn't really do the float like the way it should have been done, but
right.
yeah, that's just what my body wanted to do. So
I probably averaged like 6:45, 6:50 for a lot of those floats. Like there were a couple I did in
Dude,
6:38 pace, and I was like,
that's
I'm
good.
not meaning to run this fast, but it's just happening this way.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. I mean, yeah, effort wise, I mean, yeah, I think you'll run 237 or 238 in Mesa, man, which is exciting. So
I
the weather
hope
should be
so.
primo there.
Yeah, I think I'm in 238 shape on like a flat, like an indie course. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So with Mesa being so fast, I mean, the first half is net down. The whole thing is net down, but the back half is more flat. I mean, I think that's going to be just a golden day.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. I think it will be too. I think there probably plenty of people to run with. Kind of on the Mesa topic, like just because, at this time of year, the Olympic trials marathon is usually like in February, right? And Mesa is like a suburb of Phoenix, more or less.
yeah.
So like if anyone listening like doesn't know, the Olympic trials marathon is between St. Louis and Phoenix officially. Those are the
Yes.
two cities that submitted. So like Mesa is kind of good like trial run for maybe like what at least weather wise what the Olympic trials will probably be like in Phoenix. So in Phoenix, I would expect like you probably get like pretty good weather, nothing crazy, like fairly flat course. But then St. Louis would be, from a spectator's point of view, I think would be much more fun to watch. It would, because St. Louis is like pretty hilly. It could be
Yeah.
pretty cold on race day. So from a spectator's point of view, I want St. Louis, but from a runner's point of view, from the pros, they probably want Phoenix. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Plus the fact that it's 4 hours away from you, very
Yeah.
drivable.
Yeah, I would
Dude,
love to go. I mean, Phoenix is an easy flight too, but like,
yeah,
and hopefully
huge
I'm in the
airport.
race. But yeah, like I'm very interested to see who they choose. Like, I think like either way, I would want St. Louis. Like, I think that's like a
Yeah.
really cool like opportunity to like have it in a Midwest state. I think
Well,
that'd be so
St.
cool.
Louis has a history of the Olympics. So
First Olympics.
the Olympics in 1904 was in St. Louis. They had the famous St. Louis Olympic Marathon, which, like, by the way, I should probably do like a podcast about the St. Louis. Just look it up on Wikipedia. Google St. Louis Marathon 1904, and it's just like the craziest story ever. There's like guys that got poisoned in the race, a guy that like hitchhiked to the finish line. A lot of people
Yeah.
didn't finish. Is like just the most like insane
Dude, the Olympics were at Wash U, like the track.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like the most crazy thing ever. So, and then they also hosted the trials in 2004. And that's when Dina Castor placed third place, I think, in Athens
Yeah.
in the marathon. So that really good history in St. Louis. So my inside sources say that the proposed course starts at Wash U and ends at Energizer Park, which is the new soccer stadium kind of in Midtown. I um so that is probably like, just runner math here, like 8 miles away, point to point, as the crow flies. It's
Mm.
not that far. So what I'm thinking is like it'll have to meander through probably Clayton. Like if you go through Clayton, you get some monster hills. It'll have to definitely like either go past or yeah, like go into downtown. And so I mean, you could end up easily with like an 800-foot elevation course, which would be
Wow.
kind of sick.
I mean, that's
But
like Atlanta was like that. Like
yeah,
Atlanta was super hilly. So
yeah. So I think like I mean the St. Louis Marathon, if you've ever run it or if you like look up the course map as you listen to this, it's not a really good indicator of what that might be, although they do end in the same area, kind of near there. But because the St. Louis Marathon has kind of changed year over year, like
yeah.
I don't know what the deal is, if it's like a city issue or like an organization issue with whatever, but that has the potential to be such a great marathon too if they just didn't change it every year and they got some
Yeah.
continuity. Anyways, yeah, I'm Team St. Louis for this. Obviously, I live in St. Louis. St. Louis also wants to host the U.S. Figure skating championships, so that would be in like 2028, I think, or
Whoa.
2030. So, but
Cool.
yeah, man, it
Yeah.
would be very rad.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you think they'd have to feature like the arch, something to do with Forest Park. I'm
Yeah,
sure like just some of the main things they would have to hit. But yeah, I remember running in Clayton from our friend Andy's house, and yeah, like those roads. I can imagine like the race like going on that road that like
up
goes onto the
Down,
Forest
dude.
Park.
That would
Yeah,
be epic. Like that is
yeah,
the St. Louis running like spot. Any Saturday that you pull up at the Forest Park Visitor Center, and there's a stretch that takes you up this street called Down, and Down is a kind of 2-lane road, like boulevard with a huge median, like tall mature trees and just mansions on either side, and it's a 2-mile uphill. And I'm like, dude, if you go, like, if you're a runner in St. Louis, you run that road. Like, that is the spot. And I just to see, like, could you imagine Mance Young, JT, like Zuhair, those boys just sending it on that
sick.
course?
That'd be
Man, that
sick.
would be a movie. Like,
Yeah,
just to like run the same roads as some of these absolute legends and like visualize the point that they're in, like, oh, I've run that hill. Like, I
yeah.
know, what they're probably thinking about, or like, I wish I could give them this tip. This
It's
would be
cool. Like
so cool.
just like because the only races we really see like the top end pros in are like New York, Boston, like races like that, Chicago, like especially the American pros. So it's like to see them in like a city like St. Louis or even like Phoenix, where you like, I mean, some of them might race a half in Phoenix or something, but like to see like pros in cities like in the past, like Orlando, Atlanta, that never happens. Like they'll never race a marathon there, like
Yeah.
otherwise. So like to see them somewhere like St. Louis, just like that you'll never see them again, right? It's just like
Yeah.
that's what like I want to see as like from a fan's perspective is like see them in a city they'll never race in again. Like that
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's a great point too. And like Orlando, I mean, Orlando was like a 3-loop course.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I hope they really mix it up more than that, for St. Louis. I
Yeah.
want to see a point to point, like crazy route.
Yeah, that would be cool from a spectator point of view. Like the loops are nice, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like from like a like having a cool course point of view, like having a huge loop
Yeah.
would be really cool. So yeah,
Dude,
we'll see. I got a bad feeling like a lot of pros, coaches, agents are gonna weigh in and like like
big Phoenix.
someone like that represents someone like Mance or like
Yeah.
Mance's group or they're just gonna want like the easiest like flattest like you know most ideal weather situation because they want,
Right.
all the top runners, like they just want like they want a layup of a course because like they're the fittest ones, so they're gonna win. But like
Yeah.
somewhere like Atlanta, like Galen Rupp won, but then like Jake Riley and Abdi Abdirahman were the rest of the team, and I was just like, what? Uh, so like that, but that was cool. So
Right.
and like I think
Dude,
St. Louis is like that opportunity. So
yeah, to really mix it up. I one more thing on Phoenix. I read the article right before we came on, and it looks like they're targeting like March 31st for the marathon.
oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. So March 31st, it would be at 2028. But I'm like, dude, that's too hot in Phoenix, wouldn't you think? Like by
Yeah,
then, you're mid spring. I mean, I could see people looking at that date, some of the agents and being like, no, like I'd rather do March 31st in St. Louis.
yeah,
I think the date will vary based on venue. But
yeah.
yeah, I, that surprised me. That raised my eyebrows that they're like March 31st.
Yeah, you wanna keep it like, it's like pretty far from the Olympic Games for sure. Like,
Yeah.
so people have some time to like rest, reset after a huge effort and like go back and have a good training block. But
Like I thought
um,
February, I mean, although it was in Florida, I thought February was like a really good spacing between
yeah,
February and
I mean,
August.
Clayton and Connor placed top 10 at the Olympics. So I mean, yeah, they clearly like had time to put in a good block and be in good shape for it. So yeah, whatever. But dude, speaking of that, do you have a too early US Olympic marathon team in mind or no?
I know we're gonna say the same name to be in that
Yeah.
team.
I
One of
I
them's
like
gonna be the same.
yeah. So my guys one is actually I think Connor Mans, Zuhair. I think those are like two
You think
pretty
those are
obvious
locked?
choices. I think like third, like obviously I want to say Ethan Shuley. Like Ethan Shuley, for people that don't know, we had him on the pod like 20 episodes ago. American guy, ran at BYU for a year, quit the team, quit running, moved to Japan. Very similar kind of story to Jake Bearclaw, ran to Japan. The dude's from Kentucky. Ethan Shuley is. Ran
Yeah.
60:59 at the Osaka half this weekend. He ran 2:11 in the marathon in Kobe earlier this year, and that was going out in like 63 mid. So he like came back with like a 67-minute half. But he's like, I think he could run 2:07 or 2:08 in Osaka. And this dude's like unsponsored, like, trains mostly alone in Japan. He's a student, grad student in Japan. Like, dude, I'm telling you, this guy is like the next like breakout guy in US distance running. And his story is gonna hit once he runs well at Osaka, bro, his story is going to explode on social media. So he's my sleeper third, like maybe, but I think more realistic third person is like Alex Mayer, who just ran 59 low at Houston half. He hasn't, I think he debuted in the marathon in like 2:08 in like a Dusseldorf, Germany or something. He's probably my third pick for the men's team, but I think Ethan Chuli is like total sleeper pick for third. So I don't think Clayton's gonna make it this time personally. But
I agree with Clayton being out. I agree with Zuhair. I think Connor's also in a league of his own. He's kind of that top tier right now with the American record that only
yeah.
Zuhair is like the closest challenger. I'm gonna throw a name out there. You tell me what you think. I'm just gonna watch your face as I say this. Bia Simbasa.
Oh yeah, dude. His PR is 206. I mean,
He's a 206 guy. He trains in Flagstaff with those guys. I see him in some of Rory's videos jumping in. I think
yeah,
that Bia has an absolute chance. I think Bia probably is scratching that like next tier. I mean, you have
yeah,
204 Mance, 205 Zuhair, and 206 Bia Simbasa. So maybe that's not like crazy hot take, but I mean,
yeah,
who are your sleepers for this? I mean, obviously you said Ethan is a sleeper,
dude.
but like, is there anyone on the rise like a Joey Whelan or anyone like that who's just like throwing down CIM US Marathon Trials, like JT maybe? Um,
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy? JT with a 210 low was the 47th seed at Boston. He's the
wow,
47th seed at the Boston Marathon. Yeah. Can you believe that? Rory's like 20 something, like 20, like as a 206 guy.
that's
So it's
nuts.
like the Boston is so deep. But
It's so stacked.
dude, one sleeper pick I have that's like absolutely crazy. It's not really a sleeper pick with who it is. Dude, Grant Fisher has shown interest in like running the trials in the marathon.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why he's
Isn't he
running.
about to run a half?
Yeah, he's debuting at New York City half, like, I think it's in March,
Okay.
and then he's like it's like someone the New York Times, I think, interviewed him, and they're like, "Why are you doing that?" And he was just like, like, I wanna keep my options open." Like, he said, like, the normal progression that people expect is like, okay, he's good at the track. He's gonna, like, run on the track for as long as he's good, and then he'll, like, move to the roads, when his track, like, time is over, when he's peak
Right.
track. He was like, "I don't wanna do that. Like, I wanna be on the roads eventually. I wanna do it, like, in my prime as well." So he was like, "I'm toying with the idea of, like, running the marathon trials in 28." So we'll see. That'd be really cool. I think he'd be great at it. So he's kind of a sleeper, like, just because, who knows if he'll, like, do it or not. But, like, if he does do it, like, he wouldn't be a sleeper. He'd be a favorite.
Yeah.
But really cool though, for sure. Like him, like he's like the one guy I think that could really like compete with Mance at the top level of U.S. marathon. So
You
like,
think I mean, I don't
he'll
know.
beat
There's
him.
a lot he has to do before I think we can make that bold statement, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But like
Uh,
talent level, yeah. I
oh,
don't
yeah.
know.
Dude, I wanna see just, like, a total dark horse come in, like the guy who won the LA Marathon a year ago.
Oh,
Tommy,
Rickman,
Rickman. Yeah,
Matthew
yeah, yeah.
Rickman. He was in.
Yeah, 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 that's what it.
He was
Rick
in Chicago this year, but I don't know if he DNF'd or what. But yeah,
I
he ran
wanna
like
say
207.
he didn't I think he scratched, didn't he? Or did
Yeah,
he?
yeah. He hasn't really. I don't know if he's raced since Los Angeles, but yeah, no, he
Right.
has an ASICS deal and stuff. So
Yeah, but
I
he
don't
just
know.
showed up out of nowhere, won the LA Marathon in, like,
Yeah,
2:07, and it's
I
like
think
no
guys
one's
like
really heard of this guy. But I mean, like
Charles Hicks, Joe Klecker, like those
yeah.
two, and then
Well,
oh,
Hicks
there's
is
one.
fast.
Who's that guy that joined the On Athletics Club recently? Ryan,
Oh, yeah.
208 guy. So um, Jacob was telling me that this dude essentially like, yeah, Ryan Ford, 208 guy. He
Or
broke 60 and a half at Houston. Dude, he like he signed with On, and I think the kind of idea with him joining that team was like to just to help. Like his main objective was like get Joe Klecker to the promised land. But now he's like better than Joe Klecker. So it's just like now he's like their top dog in the marathon. So yeah, 208 guy at Boston, and then yeah, sub 60 and a half at I think he beat Rory at Houston. So yeah, he could be up there too. And he's got a cool story too. He went to UT Martin in college, like small D1, transferred to Iowa State for his 5th year, and like yeah, so yeah, he's cool. But
how
I
about
don't.
the women's field for the trials?
Oh, dude, I think Fiona O'Keefe lock. I
I like
think
it.
that
You think
uh,
any of these legends like, Sisson or, Sarah Hall,
I think Sisson depends on the course. If it's in Phoenix, uh,
Diamano.
I think Sisson's like pretty good on like flat, fast courses, but I don't think she's there on like in New York City this year. Fiona O'Keefe beat her by like 3 minutes. So
Mm.
but like her PR is 218. Like I think she has the American record. So uh yeah, I don't know. I think it really depends. Like if it's in St. Louis, then yeah, I prefer. Uh, I don't think she's on the team, but if it's in Phoenix, maybe. So, but besides her, like, so my team would probably be. Honestly, I won't pick Emily Sisson. I'm gonna go like Fiona O'Keefe, Natasha Rogers. I think is just like such a gamer,
Yep.
and then Annie Frisbee probably.
You can't go Popane. You're not gonna do Dakota Popane, friend of the
Dude,
pod.
I don't know Dakota. Like, I'm a big fan for sure, but
She's high
she,
mileage too.
yeah, she didn't have like she got beat by Natasha. I don't know. She needs to have like another breakout race for me to be
Yeah,
more confident in her for sure. Like she didn't have the race she wanted at Chicago, so that makes me a little hesitant to pick her. Like I don't know. I have recency bias right now. So
that's fair. That's fair.
marathon training is simple. Train to your fitness level, go easy on easy days, and push hard on hard days, and never skip your long runs. But how do you really know if you're getting the most out of it without a clear view of how your body's responding? That's where the QALO Current Smart Ring comes in. Engineered by QALO, the pioneer in silicone rings for hardworking, active lifestyles. I've been wearing my gold QALO Current Slim Ring for about 6 months now, during my training, and it gives me the clearest picture of my movement, vitality, and sleep compared to any other health tracking device I've tried. By focusing on these metrics, I can easily spot if I'm overtraining or nailing the right intensity for marathon prep. The app's sleek design turns all that data into something super digestible so I can tweak my training on the fly. Plus, for all the marathon moms out there, the QALO app includes fertility tracking and stroller activities. Head to QALO.com, that's QALO.com to grab one.
Another name I want to throw out there, Paige Wood. So I have
Oh,
a story
yeah.
about Paige Wood, dude. She showed up. She was training with Nozzly. I think she's still with them. But basically, this guy, Ben Rosario, former coach of Nozzly, started this running store here in St. Louis called Big River. And then I think sold it, moved out, and started Nozzly out in Flagstaff. Trained a lot of really impressive athletes. Paige Wood is one of them. He puts on a race every year in the summertime called the Ferguson Twilight Run. So Ferguson, Missouri. And basically it's a 10K and 5K through Ferguson. And, I don't know if he just shows there up there as kind of like support or if he like does the race directing thing, but he's involved somehow. And he usually brings someone to run it. And he brought Paige Wood. So I'm on the start line of this race a couple of years ago. I'm warming up. I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't see anyone I know. And then I see this lady, and she's like kitted up in Hokie gear, and I'm like, she looks fast.
Trouble.
It's Paige Wood, dude. We went out like the first mile. I'm like, I talked to her at the start line. I'm like, what kind of pace are you trying to run? She's like, oh, like 550. I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay, like 550 sounds pretty good. I'll try and go with you. And dude, like 1 mile in, just drops me, just absolutely drops me. That was a
Yeah.
bad race for me, but like obviously she's just super talented. So that's my connection to Paige Wood, and would be sick to see her. And she was just postpartum, like when she ran that race, by the way. And dude, I think she's going to. I think she's been very much on the up. I don't know if she's like, quite Natasha Rogers level, but
Yeah.
yeah, she's legit.
Yeah, I remember after that race, Adam came on and it just like tore apart your like mental game before that race.
Oh yeah.
He was like
Adam Pop, yeah.
Adam Pop. He was like, he was like, how focused were you before like this like small summer 5K race or whatever? And uh,
Yeah,
you were just like, I don't know, like I wasn't thinking about it that much. Like it was like wasn't a huge deal of a race. And yeah, dude,
that's so true. It was like a 6 p.m. race on a Saturday, and like, yeah, it was just like brutally hot.
yeah, you
I
got
like
picked.
cut the grass earlier that day. I was tired.
Yeah, you got picked apart on that pod, man. He's pretty good at that. He's pretty good at that mental stuff for sure. I'm gonna have to give him a call before this my spring race and have him talk some sense in me, man.
His whole thing was like, you're not gonna get it in like one session with him. You have to practice. It's a practice. Like mental toughness is a practice. So
Yeah, for
practice
sure.
that
So
self talk, those affirmations, dude. You want to practice now? You give me
yeah,
an affirmation.
and just look in the mirror and say
Just
some
look at
nice things.
me, like look in the camera, so it looks like you're looking at me,
Okay,
and say something positive about yourself.
about myself.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last race.
Uh,
That's what I needed to hear.
we're working on it. We're working on it, dude.
That's all I got so far. Yeah,
I was
I
thinking
think
something like, I am capable.
I don't know if I'm capable yet. I've only put in 180-mile week this spring. I'm not there yet.
It's not even spring, dude. So you're
Yeah, true. It's
you're
winter. Yeah,
ahead
it's
of
winter.
yeah, it's freaking January.
Yeah,
You're
I'll work
chilling.
on it. I'm gonna do some sticky notes on my mirror. I think that's a good move.
That's a good move. That's a good
People
move.
like that.
Yeah.
Do you wanna
How do you guys listeners do your positive affirmations? Comment on the episode. Let us know.
Yeah, comment. I was trolling about the sticker thing, but I'm sure someone listening does that and I respect it. Yeah, let us know how you do positive affirmations or if you do that.
Actually, why don't you just give us words of affirmation in the comments? Just
Yeah,
tell us how
say
good
nice
we
things
are.
about us.
Yeah, say yeah, thank you.
Dude, yeah, no more. One guy like got that. Oh, I talked about that like 2 pods ago. Where like I was like, this guy's taking personal shots at me, man. It's crazy. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it is what it is. You put yourself out there, it's gonna happen.
Dude, the
Uh,
AI comments, that was so bizarre.
yeah, that was bizarre. Yeah. The AI comments, that was weird. Yeah, some dude got upset and made like 10 fake accounts and dropped a bunch of AI comments.
Well, like the thing about that, I was thinking about this is like if it's like 100 comments, 100 different accounts. It's like, okay, that's like a bot. Like someone, is like really clever, like made a bot that like puts on nasty comments. Yeah, it sucks, but it's like,
Yeah.
all right, pretty sophisticated.
At
Dude,
least
this was like
follow us.
10 comments. Do you know how long it probably took for this person to manually create these like 10 comments? Go to like some AI image generator, upload, like create a new image, like 10 different images, create a new profile for each of them with a new fake email address. And by the way, they all had like bios. They all like one liner.
Yeah.
Each like AI generated comment was different. It was, I'm like, dude, what a loser. Like who would
Yeah.
spend an hour or two of their time just like to troll Striggle for like, I threw up a sticker, big deal. You know what I mean? Most people
Yeah,
just
dude.
scroll past and move on with their lives. But this
Yeah.
loser just decided to like take time out of their life to troll. It's like, man, I love that, dude. I love
Yeah.
that.
If you're gonna make a bunch of bot accounts, like at least follow us, like at least just follow us with all of them too. Like give me 10 followers right away if you're gonna roast me. Like at
So
least
true,
give me
man.
that.
So
But
true.
dude, we had a treadmill question from Thomas Cave.
Yeah.
So this is our good friend Thomas Cave. He was asking, what did he ask? Like, is treadmill training count or something like that? Was that what he asked?
Yeah. He asked if it's here. Let me find it really quickly.
So this is our good friend Thomas. He coaches the best boys team in the states at Trinity High School, and he's been so. Oh, do you know who his coach is, Danny?
Yeah. Yeah. He said it in the chat. You say it though.
Dude, so we all thought he was trolling with this, but he wasn't. So our friend Thomas hired. If you guys have been listening to the pod for a while, we had Everett Smolders on maybe like 40 episodes ago. Dude,
Yes.
love this guy. I think we all agree we love this guy.
Yes.
But he is like old school as it gets. He trolls on the internet for sure about running stuff. And on the pod, he was like, I think lactate training and heart rate training is like just like a joke. And this is like, I mean, like I can appreciate that like old school sense of training for sure, but it's like, I mean, like I don't know, you've got like Jakob Ingebrigtsen, Almgren, like all these high level pros using it. Like there's something to it, like the
Yeah.
lactate testing and stuff. But I think like for like what Thomas is doing, like he hasn't been seriously training for a while. He wants to run well at our local races. Like one, it's good to hire someone if you're like need help motivating. Like, cause his problem is like I coached him for a bit and he'll like stop, like he'll give like quit after 2 weeks, whatever. It's good to hire someone like outside of your circle to coach you because they
Yes.
don't have any like skin in your
100%.
game. So it's just like, oh, like so he's just like giving Thomas a hard time if he doesn't do it, which is great. Like that's exactly what he needed. So and like again, someone like Thomas, he's not gonna go get a lactate meter. He's not gonna, wear his
Right.
heart rate strap and like stare at it on his run and stuff. So like the old school like approach to training, like it all made sense. So
Yeah.
but in
Well,
one he paid for a year up front too. So he's like it was a long term commitment. So
dude, I just want to be a fly on the wall for that phone call. Do you hear the Everett Smolders like rant? Like,
oh,
listen, Thomas, if you're committed to this, you're gonna give me a year up front.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
sold him,
it,
bro.
and it's true. Like, I feel like some people need that level of accountability to get their ass in gear. And
Yeah.
this isn't turning into a Thomas Cave roast, by the way. I love you, Thomas, but I,
No,
I want to play the.
it was a
Go
great
ahead.
move. Like that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like for
it's a
his
great move.
purposes, like respect it, great move. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he broke 16 minutes at the Triple Crown 5K. So
Oh, dude, 16? That would be nuts.
dude, I mean, he's like he's already doing some like pretty impressive workouts that indicate like 1640 pace or shape, I would say. So we still got like over a month until Triple Crown.
So he's
Like
been training for 2 weeks and he's already in shape for my 5K PR.
dude, he did a he did like a pretty tough workout on the treadmill. He sent me the splits and it was like all at like around 520 pace. And I was like, man, like it's pretty good. Like
Dude,
it's pretty good. This is someone that's like barely been running like for the last year. Like he just jogs with his high school boys. So
what
pretty
what
impressive.
did he run in the 800 in high school?
High school, I think he ran like 154, and then in college he ran like 152. That was the school record indoors at Bellarmine for a while.
Dude, that's all right. Cave's a dog.
Dude, this
Yeah, all
guy,
right. I want to
he's
play the other
crazy.
side of go ahead, Chris. What you were saying is more important.
Oh no, I was just saying like he actually anchored our like 4x4 in college too. Like obviously like it was all sprinters, but then they'd have Thomas like the mid distance guy like come anchor like be the last leg on the 4x4, which is always and he was nasty at it here. He'd put like 48, 49, pretty crazy.
Dude, oh my
The top
gosh,
end
he's a
speed.
dog. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Man.
So what was the treadmill thing?
Yeah, his question is, do you all think working out on the treadmill is easier? I'm finding it's much easier.
Nah, I mean, as long as the treadmill is like properly calibrated, I mean, it well, mentally easier, I would say easier because like, you set the treadmill to the pace, all you got to do is like stay on the treadmill, So like
Yeah.
mentally that makes it easier for sure because it's like I don't have to worry about looking at my watch or like picking up, slowing down. Like I'm gonna run a completely even pace. I know I'm gonna hit the split. All I gotta do is stay on this treadmill until the the split's over. So like mentally easier, but I don't know, like when I'm running fast on a treadmill, I feel like I'm sprinting more so than I do on the road. And I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, like running fast on the treadmill physically feels harder to me most of the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think the treadmill is harder just because you're stationary. You're like, you said it so well. You're like, all I got to do is stay on this treadmill until this rep's over. I think that's the hardest part, like staying on the treadmill because it's so easy to just step off or get
Yeah.
off. And yeah, dude. So I think like from a mental standpoint, it can be taxing, but yeah, I honestly do think that working out on the treadmill, if you're doing like a tempo, it's probably easier just from like a physiological standpoint. Jacob had a good take. He said Almgren and Jakob do a ton of their workout volume on the treadmill. Probably really good for threshold stuff. I wouldn't use it for like specific speed stuff because you still need to learn how to put power into the ground. And I'm like, that's really well said. So I
Yeah.
like that answer a lot
Yeah.
and agree with it.
I think like what most pros like Omgren, Jakob, like Jimmy Whalen came on the pod too. I think most of them are using treadmill for threshold training.
Hmm.
Like they just want to like ride a steady, consistent pace, like not think about it. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, when they're running like, race specific stuff like Omgren's 10K, 5K, Jakob's 1500, 5K, like when they're doing like 400s, 200s, faster Ks, 800s, whatever, like they're going to the track for that for sure.
Yeah.
Like, but like anything besides that workout wise, a lot of it they're doing on the treadmill. Even if it's good weather outside, they're doing it on the treadmill. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's so interesting. Dude, I've been running on the treadmill for the past 2 days because of Snowpocalypse. And
yeah.
so it was 6 miles yesterday and I did a total of 14 today with a double. And my legs feel fresh to death.
Oh, yeah.
I do have some like weird, I don't know, kind of like niggle stuff that pops up because I feel like the stride is just a little bit different on the treadmill. Like maybe I'm overstriding or something.
Yeah.
So I have to pay a little more attention to that. But as far as like freshness, like I feel like I'm not getting that leg pounding like normal on the roads, and my legs just feel amazing.
Yeah. I think like the impact is less brutal than like running on asphalt. And
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. Like, I think like I get some like kind of like niggle type stuff too when I'm on the treadmill. And I think it's from, I don't know, I set mine to like 0.5 or like 1% the whole time. And I think it's
Yeah.
just like
Oh, you
that's,
do? Because I don't.
yeah, I mean, people say like to do that to mimic like, being in like even like a
Wind
moderate, like a
resistance.
little headwind outside.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
I mean, do you have to do that? No. But yeah, I think like for me, some stuff will pop up on there just because I'm like very like slowly climbing the entire time. Like, granted, I don't really feel it like
Yeah.
because it's such a small incline, but you know, so that's kind of what I think it's from. But yeah, I did 10 and 5 double on the treadmill today, and I mean, the key to like get through it mentally is like you gotta like do something that distracts you for sure. Like this morning, like I was editing YouTube like on the treadmill. I responded to like 20 texts from like runners on our team on the treadmill, and then like Jake Bearclaw video, like that like I'm like locked on those. So like I don't even think about the 3 miles it takes me to run through those, and then like you know like I like put on Dune, like I'm like lost in the sauce when I'm watching Dune. So like so like putting on you got to put on stuff that like for like I was watching the
Dude,
Stranger Things.
Dune is like a top 5 movie in the past decade. Dune 1 and 2. I'm gonna put them both in the top 5.
Oh, dude, there's not many movies out there where like they come back with a number two that's like just as good or better. Dude, Dune 2 might be better than Dune 1. It is
People like the
so sick.
mystique of Dune 1. I felt like not enough happened in it. And so, like, it was good. It was a good level of action. But then Dune 2, a lot of stuff happened. And I think
Yeah.
people were like, oh, it's not as, like, mysterious anymore. I'm like, well, dude, they had to have a plot at some point. That's my take. But yeah, I agree
Dude,
with you. Very good. Timothy Chalamet is that guy.
yeah, yeah. But then like and when Dune 3 comes out, I'm definitely going to theaters at the release. I'm dressing up. I'm doing the whole nine,
You gonna
thousand
dress
percent.
up as one of those what do they call them? The worms?
Yeah, I'm gonna dress up as the worm. I'm gonna have a Marty Supreme hoodie on. I'm going all in, bro. So that, but like, I was watching like the behind the scenes of Stranger Things like documentary they put out, and like I was just so bored by that. And like the treadmill felt like so long, so I had to change it because I was like, I wasn't super bought into it. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Dude, have you seen the penguin stuff? Have you watched that documentary that everyone's talking about with the penguin?
No. What is
Oh,
this?
s- so did you see like Chris Sadler sent us on TikTok? He had a video go like a million views.
Did he really?
Yeah, it's at 5 million now,
Oh
actually.
my gosh.
But so
Congrats,
there's this
Summer.
like, I think it's a documentary. Ashley was telling me about it, about this like, and if you're listening, correct me on this, but it's super viral right now. Yeah, it's got 5.7 million views. So essentially, like, it's about like this pack of penguins, and one penguin decides to like go off on his own, like into the mountains, like away from the other penguins. And I think he ends up dying. But so there's a bunch of reels like
Damn.
about, yeah, like so his reel is like him running, and it says this penguin got men in their 20s pushing limits. Um, and yeah, I don't know. So it's just about this like really brave penguin that decides to like set off on itself a different direction. Um,
And he
and I don't
just
know.
and he goes and dies.
Yeah, yeah, that's my understanding of what happens. But yeah, it started like a internet movement. So that's the hot thing on
Bro.
the internet right now.
Is it on Netflix? How do I watch it?
Let me see, penguin documentary. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Let's see. Yes, Secrets of the Penguins. I guess it's on Disney. Let me look in the news.
Man,
When walking solo to the mountain, this goes viral. Where to watch the extended version of this viral video? Let's see.
man, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, I went crazy apparently. So maybe it's just on YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, yeah. So that's like a super viral thing right now. Is the solo penguin? So
I'm gonna have to wait for my wife to get back. She's working tonight. Gonna have to wait for her to watch that because she'd be very interested in a penguin.
did you guys?
We watched the Eddie Murphy documentary on Netflix last night. It was very good. Would
Oh
recommend.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask like that when we get snowed in or something. Like I feel like we have to like dive into like a movie series instead of like
Yeah.
just one.
Dude, I'm gonna go ahead and give you this take. Shrek, like Eddie Murphy's performance of Donkey in Shrek,
So good.
is so good. Like Shrek is a movie and a series. Probably one of the best series like of
Oh, I
our
love Shrek.
generation. Yeah.
Yeah, we watch it like twice a year for sure.
So good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like some of those old animated movies, man, they still hit.
It slap, man. Yeah, there
Yeah,
was like a golden era of like Finding Nemo, Shrek, The Incredibles. Like I know I'm getting
yeah,
DreamWorks and Pixar mixed up, but I mean, dang, talk about some bangers.
yeah, yeah. I agree. So Ashley's only seen the first and second Harry Potter, so we like watched some of those, and then we started Lord of the Rings last night. So we're about to start the second one now. We've seen Lord of the Rings, but
Are you doing
yeah,
extended version? Are you doing the
no, dude,
regular?
the extended versions are an extra hour. I need to watch those on my own time. They're like
Yeah.
4 hours long.
We gotta like break it up into episode length. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah,
watch them in thirds.
yeah,
That's
they're so good though, dude. Like these are movies made 20 years ago, and they're so good. Like
yeah.
it's really crazy. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love them, man. I love them. Do we have anything else on the docket, dude? I don't know.
Dude, I'm excited to get back to outdoor running, but I'm kind of enjoying the solo dolo treadmill training for now.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not bad.
dude, let me ask you this. Are you going to get back up to 140 miles a week ever? Or are you happy? with where Jacob's got you.
I will like at some point for sure. I think like I don't know. When I went on Out and Back Pod, Rory said like talent is overrated, but like I I don't know. I like kind of disagree with that take. I think like some people are just naturally like I've seen guys run like 2:18 in the marathon off of like 60 miles a week, and they're
Yeah.
like not doing anything.
Well, like look at Thomas Cave, like
Yeah,
what we just talked about.
he can get fit really fast. Yeah,
I have been training 90 miles a week for a year and a half. Not 90, maybe at least 70 base miles for
yeah,
over a year now. And Thomas just like jumps back into it and he's like already ready to break my PR in the 5K.
yeah. I mean, like for me, like Thomas could break 50 seconds in the flat 400, right? Like I like struggled. Like the fastest flat 400 I ever ran, I could not do this now, was probably like 56 seconds in a workout, like in college, and like that was like giving all. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think like genetically, like genetics help for sure at some point at a
Right.
certain level for sure. But yeah, so like in between Houston and McCurdy, I don't think I need to get back up to 140, but like, do I think I need to get back up to there like before I can make an attempt at the trials? Like probably. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I have a very like if people here listening was like watch like Jake Bearclaw. I have a very similar like type like of running skill level to him in terms of like obviously his marathon PR is like way faster. Mine's 2:14, but like in terms of like this guy has run 2:14, but he can barely break 15 minutes in a 5K. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
and like I ran 14:25 in college, so like I have like some top in there. I just haven't been there in a long time. Like right now, I probably couldn't break 15 in the 5K. So like that's kind of what I'm working with in terms of like top end
Right.
speed. But then like someone like even on the same like sub elite level, like Ben Felton. Like Ben Felton's a guy like pretty good top end speed, but like
Mhm.
and he's run like 14 mid. He just ran like 30 flat in the 10K. Like he can run probably faster at 5 and 10K or close to what Jake Bearclaw can run, but Ben's marathon PR is like 2:23. So
Yeah.
Jake got to where he is from like just outworking and like volume, bro. Like
Right.
and
Right.
with that, like you can develop some like speed for sure. Like, but yeah, like, that's kind of what it's gonna take, I think, is like, maybe if Jacob keeps coaching me and things go well, like he won't want me to get that high. And, if things are
Yeah.
going well, I won't. Like I'll listen to him, but I don't know. It might come down to it, where if it's like I got one more chance to make like if we get to the end of next year when in like December, like CIM is like the last chance, like CIM 27, and I got like 3 months, I haven't hit it yet. Like I'm gonna resort to just like doing like 150, 160 probably for like 3 months, like leading up to
Let's
that.
go, bro.
Like, because at that point it's like, all right, like this is my last shot. So I
Right.
gotta do something crazy to like um
No, I
give it a
like
shot.
where you're at. You're working on a lot of 10K critical velocity type stuff. Like I'd be curious to switch up my training in the next block to that, doing Boston next, like a
Yeah.
little bit faster, 10 by 800 still, but faster paces, like longer rest in between. It's
Yeah.
all that's the recipe, right? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I am curious about that. I think that like all the racing that I've done in this like kind of series build, I haven't had a very many typical Saturday long runs of like steady state or,
No.
intervals or not intervals, but like long tempo stuff. It's been like a 5 mile all out balls to the wall race at like 5:30 something pace and
Yeah.
then 7 miles steady after. And that's like a truly gritty thing that you get to touch gears in a long run that you don't really get to touch. So I think that alone, just being able to go out, hit some really fast effort stuff has really benefited me. Like I think that's one of the keys to like
Yeah.
that level of fitness right now.
Yeah.
So
There's like, people use the term like I'm gonna race into shape. And like that's a real
yeah.
thing for sure. Like you can tap into some like zones and paces and like in races that you like just like, cannot do in a workout, like with
Hmm.
competition, the adrenaline, all of that. So like, a lot of like track athletes will say like they're gonna race into shape and like you do get huge fitness gains off of races for sure. It's just like, staying healthy from them and stuff,
Yeah.
obviously. But
I've been
yeah,
so
so
lucky, dude. I've had days where like I'm like, man, I really shouldn't have raced, or like, I need to take a light day, and a couple days clears up. Like I feel good again.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, especially like shorter races, like obviously you did like a 20K, like so that's a
Right.
longer effort, but like a 5 mile, 10K, 5K, whatever, like you can usually bounce off of those like pretty easily,
Yeah.
like give it a couple days, legs come back. So yeah, no, it was a unique build for sure, but it clearly like you're in good shape. So
Yeah.
I think barring like anything crazy happening, you're probably gonna have a pretty sizable PR at Mesa. So
Sub 240. That's all I want. But
yeah,
yeah, dude, I think like another lever I've pulled, and I've talked about this before on podcasts, is just the really paying attention to what I'm eating, how I'm fueling.
yeah,
Stepped on the scale, I'm like solidly down in the low 190s now, and like I'm
wild.
180s are in sight, and it's the lightest I've been since college. And dude,
Yeah.
I yeah, took a mirror selfie today. I've got some abs that I've never seen in my life. Like so very
Yeah, dude, saw it.
happy with how it's going.
Yeah, you're yoked right now, dude. Yeah, it feels, you know, I think like running fast, there's definitely like maybe you don't like totally feel the difference like when you're just out there doing it, but like there's definitely, if you're 5 pounds lighter than you were before, like that
Yeah.
does make an impact for sure. And I'm not
Oh,
telling
huge. Yeah.
people listening like, to like most people listening are probably like, you know, long-term runners. Like you don't need to lose 5 pounds is what I'm telling you listeners. But like,
Right.
you know, if but yeah, like if you are in a situation where you lose 5 pounds, like yeah, like you're
Yeah.
gonna feel a difference running
Oh,
for
I've
sure.
intentionally done it. I've intentionally just like not stuffed my face after runs and like given myself a free pass to eat. I've just eaten more
Yeah.
intentionally. I've really cleaned up my diet. I've like really slimmed down my portions. I eat till I'm 80% full. I sometimes I don't go back for seconds, and yeah, I'll feel hungry in the morning, and then I run on a fasted run and have a Greek yogurt and some, blueberries for breakfast, and it's
Wow.
like I kind of white knuckle it to lunch. Like honestly, it's been very focused and intense and intentional, not intense, intentional. And
Yeah.
my weight fluctuates, right? Like any guy, like or any person, where
Yeah.
if you have an off day or an off weekend, if you're traveling, your diet's off, and then you eat more and your weight goes up, it's like, okay, like you know what, just try again tomorrow. And
Yeah.
so it's been I think that's another like key to it, is just being like giving yourself a little wiggle room so that you can not like say, oh, okay, well, I'm back up to where I was before, like all bets are off. It's like, no, you still made progress, like it's
Yeah.
just not showing right now on a number.
Food.
But yeah, I would say I've been doing this. This is probably like my 15th marathon that I've run. I've done a lot of marathon builds. I've done them where I'm eating everything inside I'll build, and this is like one of the first ones where I've locked in on diet, and like so
Nice.
I know what I'm doing. Like I'm not, just like going full eating disorder. So I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
for
good.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just like eating a lot, but just like eating the like healthy or eating the right things is like the key for sure. It's just
Yeah.
like you still want to eat a lot for sure based on how much you're running. It's just like eat, the healthier option instead of like, the fast food after the long run or whatever. Um, it's like food's a mental game, man. Like you really,
Yeah.
I mean, it is like a drug for sure. Like it's like can be really hard to convince yourself not to eat something that you really want to eat, like
Yeah.
or something. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough. So I commend you for doing what you did, man. Pretty impressive for sure.
Dude, dates, like dried dates at Costco.
Oh
I
yeah,
never liked them, but I've been like
slamming
housing
them.
dates. It's like great source of carbs, great source of fiber, a lot of
Yeah,
carbs, like a lot. But the
yeah,
thing
they're not
about
bad.
that is that it doesn't have all the crap that like what would I snack on before? Like Boom Chicka Pop from Costco, or
Oh yeah,
or like white cheddar Cheez Its. It's like, no, I just pop in like 3 dates now and I'm just absolutely like sugar buzzing, but in a good way, because it doesn't, the thing about like a fruit is that it has a ton of sugar, but it doesn't make your blood sugar like spike, because the fiber helps it digest like slower, and your body uptakes it like quick
yeah,
or slower or more steadily. So
yeah,
it's not, yeah, you don't like crash or whatever. Anyways, highly
yeah.
recommend dates and just dried fruit in general as a snack.
I went to my parents on not this Sunday, but the last one, and my dad was he texted us. We go there every Sunday for dinner, and my dad was like, "Oh, I made blueberry cheesecake for dessert," and me and Ashley were like, "Let's freaking go!" Like so stoked. And he brings it
It sounds
out,
so good.
and he's like something was high at the doctor's office, like sugar level. He's like pre-diabetic or something like that. And so he was like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that." So like he like went full he's lost like 15 pounds. He wasn't like a big guy. He was like 5'9", I don't know, 185, 190. Like, he wasn't like skinny, but he wasn't like obese or anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like normal dad kind of vibe. And yeah, so he brings out this cheesecake and it's like, I don't know, the keto version or something. And it just like, it wasn't sweet at all. Like it was like a healthy, like,
No.
yeah, I was like someone trying to lose weight, like a dessert. So we were all just like, "Oh, like it's great, dad," but it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just so tart.
That's so
Really
funny,
funny.
man. Yeah, that's like how my wife is probably feeling right now because I stopped buying all the snacks at Costco. I'm usually the
Yeah,
Costco run guy in the house. And so I just get like dried fruit now instead, which she likes, but I'm not getting all the fun stuff like I used to.
yeah.
So
Costco's tough, man. There's a lot of temptations at Costco.
stay on the outside aisles. You're good.
That's what they say at the grocery stores. Yeah, just if you do the perimeter of the store, that's where all the
Yep.
healthy stuff is, and then the bad stuff is in the middle of the store. So,
Totally. Totally.
and it makes sense. Like, all the meat, all the fruit is like usually on the perimeter, the veggies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go inside, that's where all the chips are, candy,
Yeah.
all that kind of
Dude,
stuff.
I gotta give a shout out to the most goated dessert. This is like the best tasting kind of healthy dessert ever. Yasso bars. Have you had a Yasso bar?
Ooh, it sounds familiar. Let
Bro,
me look it up.
specifically the cookie dough Yasso bar slaps so hard. It's so good, man. Like,
Oh, cool.
there's one left in my freezer. I'm pretty sure if I go down and eat it tonight, I'm gonna get it divorced. But no, I'm kidding.
That's frozen Greek
They're that
yogurt.
good.
They're Greek yogurt bars.
Yeah, frozen Greek yogurt, so good, dude. Like, you need to get some Yassos. The
Okay.
mint one, mint chips, also really good too. But
Dude,
Costco has those. They have cookies and cream. We get those.
oh, yeah, they have a cookie dough one too. Oh, they have
Bro,
them at Kroger.
I don't skip dessert. I'm not kidding you. I don't skip dessert.
I usually don't either, yeah. I'll eat
I'm seeing
something.
results.
I'll eat a little something for sure, yeah,
Get
yeah.
the
I mean,
Yasso.
yeah, I always like something, like, a little savory with some milk. That's the best way to end the
Yeah,
day right there.
for
Little
sure.
something. But, alright, dude. Did you
All
have
right, I think
anything
that's
else or
it.
no?
Man, that was a fun pod.
Yeah, dude, 109. Dang, I didn't realize we were on that long. That's yeah, that's good stuff. People will always comment when we have an episode over an hour. They're like, "Oh, I love the longer episodes." So,
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
good.
they don't like the 30 to 45ers, so which is
Yeah,
fine. Like I get that. Like people like run for longer than an hour. They don't want to switch
right.
podcasts. So,
Yeah.
I get that. But like, don't expect us to go full Joe Rogan here. Like ain't nobody got time for that.
Honestly, we should. We should publish like one a month where we all carve out like 3 hours and we just sit our butts in these chairs and make ourselves crank out a 3 hour podcast. Maybe like one
Could.
a quarter, you know?
Yeah, we could. Yeah. And we could like bring different people on throughout it and stuff to keep it kind of moving, like new perspective, you know,
Yeah, yeah. No,
new
I kind of just
banter.
want to like cut off all outside like sources and just, just us see what our brains come up. Could you imagine Scotty sitting in one place for 3 hours and the things that could come out of that brain of his?
Dude, no,
Like the most
I can't
amazing
imagine him doing that.
discoveries.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder what he would have brought to the table tonight. He's totally brain dead right now, been from shoveling, so
Scotty's been shoveling driveways for the past 72 hours.
yeah. Him, D Roney, and our friend Eric, well, Life and Stride coach Eric Stotterman. Yeah. Scotty, I think Scotty paid him a pretty good hourly rate, and Stotterman's a hustler. Like he'll if you offer him some cash, like he's in. So
I
he's
love
he's
that, dude.
he's
He
money
sounds like
motivated, bro. I respect it. So
he's a highly motivated individual, just in general.
yeah,
So,
dude. I mean, he's got his full-time golf job, and then he refs basketball games, sometimes three after work, like almost every night. And then yeah, he was helping Scotty with the shoveling. So yeah, that guy is, and he's running 120 miles a week. So Yeah, that guy is hustling, bro.
Dude, I love that. And especially, how old is Sourman? 25, 26?
25. Yeah.
Dude, I think that is the age where
Young guy.
you just need to absolutely figure out what max capacity is, and you need to find the outer limit. You know what I mean? Like, that is
Yeah.
the age to do it. He's in a relationship, sure, like they're not married, like no kids. He needs to figure out the edge of his like will to work. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Yeah.
he's absolutely doing that right now. I think
Yep.
that's just good life advice to live by. Is like that age is your time to do it. So
Yeah. I definitely did that at my old job. And then Scotty has definitely done that before. And I know you have too, for sure. So
yeah,
we've all found out. So, and everyone's got their own different ways. But yeah, I think everyone finds out in their 20s what, how much
yeah.
work is too much work. So
Right, right. But that's your time to do it. You know what I mean? Get
yeah,
ahead a little
kid
bit.
that's not married. Yep.
Like, you're not gonna find any other 25-year-old that's just like out there killing it. Like, I mean, you will, but they're few and far between, especially these days. Like, there is a competitive advantage in life of like giving a damn, you know,
Yeah.
and in just like effort and like showing up with a good attitude. And
Yeah.
like, people for the most part want the path of least resistance. And I think that, like, it's not most our listeners. I think that, I think that it's kind of, you look at the normal routine, and now we're turning into Joe Rogan, but you look at the normal routine of like your coworker, and it's like, okay, what do they do? Well, they sleep into the last possible minute before they have to go to work. And
Yeah.
they log on, they roll into the 9 a.m. meeting if they work remote, and they, work standard hours. And this is more like, so like where I used to work. Now I work on a very small team, very talented people. So I'm not talking about what I do now, but, um, and then they like get off work, they take the full hour for lunch. They eat like crap over lunch. They get whatever's convenient or tasty.
Oh
They
yeah.
get home, like work out if they're lucky. Like, most people don't. Most people like eat again right after they get home from work, sit on the couch, watch Netflix for 4 hours, eat some like microwave plate, and like just scroll on their phone while they have Netflix. Hold on to the little screen while the big screen's playing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, dude, all you have to do is just like take a step. It like, wake up an extra 30 minutes before you go to work, and like make a healthy breakfast, or like pack your lunch. That's a small win. And then,
Yeah.
you do that for a week, and then, hey, maybe like skip the snack when you get home from work, and like go on a 10-minute walk outside, like clear your brain, leave the phone at home. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
little things just compound. And then you have the other extreme side of like Stotterman, and you imagine what the difference is between the life I just described and Stotterman's life, who's like burning the candle at both ends, just doing whatever it takes to get ahead, like already has a house that he just first moved into, 25 years old. It's like, dude, like, that is the secret. You can't, like, the only way to get ahead in life is by working your ass off. And
Yeah.
Soderman's got it, man. So
Yeah.
anyways,
That's what I told my little brother. He's about to start PT school, but he took a gap year, and I ran with him on Christmas Day, and I was like, dude, the only like most people your age are just like they're just trying to do the bare minimum. I was like, if you
yeah,
just do like just give me a little more, and he does more than the bare minimum, but like dude, just do more than the bare minimum, and like I promise you, you will be ahead of like 95% of people your age, you know.
yeah,
So and he's doing well. So yeah, that's just the modern age, man. So yeah, I love to see young Starman crushing it.
he's
Good
on the
stuff.
come up, dude. So is D, by the way.
D-Roney, yeah, he's dude owns like 3 houses. Yeah, he's
Doesn't even
crushing it.
doesn't even have time to text us back. He just sends us like the same GIF, like
Yeah, he's a busy
occasionally.
guy. Scotty keeps him busy. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, he's doing whenever he's not working with Scotty, he's working on something else. So he's grinding, bro.
yeah.
Respect it.
It's inspiring to see these guys doing that. Really, it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Glad to be out of that though.
there's a lot of grinders out there. A lot of them listen to this podcast. If that's you, leave a comment. We respect you.
True. A lot of grinders, but
I'm gonna go eat dessert.
yeah, me too. All right, I'm gonna finish Lord of the Rings too. So
That sounds amazing. Enjoy it.
239 Life and Stride podcast. We'll catch you on 240. See you then. Peace.
Peace.